Genetics is vital in the field of medicine as it helps us understand disease mechanisms, identify risk factors, personalize treatments, enable early diagnosis and prevention, and improve drug responses. This knowledge ultimately leads to better health outcomes and more effective treatments. Now, if you've watched me before here on YouTube, then welcome back. But if you are new to my channel, then welcome. I'm Dr. Smrita Singh and I'm an MD and wellness expert. Today, we're diving into the role of genetics in cancer. Understanding this can help us make informed decisions about our health. Let's get started. Genes and genetics play a crucial role in cancer development. Our bodies are made up of cells, and inside each cell is a nucleus. Within the nucleus are chromosomes, which carry genes, that is, segments of DNA. DNA is composed of 4 nucleotide bases: adenine, thymine, cytosine, and guanine. The sequence of these bases encodes genetic information. The human body contains over 20,000 genes, collectively known as the human genome. There is a standard genetic code called the reference human genome. Sometimes, changes or mutations occur in these genes. These mutations can be inherited from our parents or acquired during our lifetime due to environmental factors like smoking, UV radiation, or certain viruses. When these mutations affect genes that control cell growth, they can lead to cancer. There are several types of genetic mutations that can lead to cancer. Some common ones include point mutations, deletions, and insertions. These mutations can either activate oncogenes, which promote cell growth, or deactivate tumor suppressor genes, which normally keep cell growth in check. Mutations can also be somatic or inherited. Somatic mutations and hereditary mutations are both changes in DNA, but they differ in how and when they occur, as well as how they are passed on. Coming to somatic mutations, they occur during a person's lifetime in a specific cell or a group of cells. They are not present from birth. They happen in response to factors like environmental exposure, for example, radiation, smoking, chemicals, or errors in cell division. Somatic mutations are not inherited. They only affect the individual and cannot be passed on to the offspring. They are often found in cancers where specific cells acquire mutations leading to uncontrolled growth. Now, hereditary mutations are also known as germline mutations. Why? Because these are passed on from parents to the offspring via the sperm or the egg cells. They are present in every cell of the body from birth and can be passed on to future generations. Mutations in genes like BRCA1 and BRCA2 that increase the risk of breast cancer are examples of inherited mutations. About 5 to 10% of all cancers are due to inherited genetic mutations. For example, mutations in the BRCA1 and BRCA2 genes significantly increases the risk of breast and ovarian cancers. If a parent carries one of these mutations, there is a 50% chance that it will be passed on to their children. Some families have a higher than average risk of certain cancers due to inherited mutations. This is known as a family cancer syndrome. Examples include Lynch syndrome, which increases the risk of colorectal cancer, and familial adenomatous polyposis, which leads to numerous polyps in the colon and the rectum. Genomic profiling plays a transformative role in cancer care by analyzing the DNA of a patient's tumor to identify specific genetic mutations or alterations that drive cancer growth. This information allows for more precise and personalized treatment strategies, often referred to as precision medicine. Here's how genomic profiling contributes to cancer care. Number 1 is personalized treatment. By identifying the unique genetic makeup of a tumor, doctors can tailor treatments to target specific mutations. This helps in selecting therapies that are more likely to be effective, such as targeted therapies or immunotherapies, and avoiding treatments that may not work for a particular type of cancer. Number 2 is targeted therapy. Certain genetic mutations such as BRCA1 and BRCA2 in breast cancer or EGFR in lung cancer can be targeted by specific drugs designed to inhibit the cancer's growth mechanism. Genomic profiling helps to identify whether a patient's cancer carries these mutations, allowing for targeted treatment. Predicting treatment response. Genomic profiling can indicate how a patient might respond to certain treatments. For example, treatments with certain mutations may be more likely to respond to immunotherapy, while others might be resistant to specific chemotherapy drugs. Early detection of resistance. Over time, some cancers develop resistance to treatments. Genomic profiling helps to detect new mutations in recurring or progressing tumors, allowing for adjustments in the treatment plan. Clinical trial eligibility. Many cancer clinical trials are designed around specific genetic mutations. Genomic profiling can help identify patients who are eligible for these trials, offering access to cutting-edge therapies that are not yet widely available. Risk assessment and prevention. In some cases, genomic profiling of healthy individuals with a family history of cancer can identify inherited mutations that increase cancer risk, such as BRCA mutations. This information can help in risk management, including preventive measures like enhanced screening or risk-reducing surgery. In short, genomic profiling allows cancer care to move beyond a one-size-fits-all approach, enabling more effective, personalized, and targeted treatment plans that improve outcomes for patients. Genetic testing can identify individuals at high risk for certain cancers. If you have a strong family history of cancer, genetic counseling can help you understand your risk and guide you in making decisions about preventive measures, such as increased screening or preventive surgeries. Genetic counseling is a process that provides individuals and families with information and support regarding the potential risk, inheritance patterns, and implications of genetic disorders. It helps people understand how their genetics may influence their health and guides them in making informed decisions about genetic testing, disease prevention, and medical care. Genetic counseling is especially important for conditions like cancer, where inherited mutations can significantly increase risk. A genetic counselor is a trained healthcare professional with expertise in both genetics and counseling. They play a critical role in the following ways. Number 1 is risk assessment. Genetic counselors evaluate an individual's personal and family medical history to assess the risk of inherited genetic conditions such as hereditary cancers like BRCA mutations for breast and ovarian cancer. Number 2 is education. They help to explain genetic concepts in a simple way, helping patients understand how genes can affect their health. They provide details on how certain mutations are passed down, what the likelihood of developing a genetic condition is, and the implications of genetic testing. Genetic counselors help patients decide whether to undergo genetic testing. They provide insights into the benefits, the limitations, and the potential outcomes of the test, ensuring patients make informed choices. After genetic testing, genetic counselors explain the results and what they mean for the patient's health. They discuss whether any identified mutations increase the risk of diseases like cancer and how the risk can be managed. Receiving genetic information can be overwhelming. Genetic counselors provide psychological support, helping individuals and families to cope with anxiety, fear, or guilt that may arise from learning about their genetic risk. For those found to be at a higher risk for certain conditions, genetic counselors collaborate with doctors to recommend preventive strategies such as enhanced surveillance, lifestyle changes, or even risk-reducing surgeries. Genetic counseling empowers patients with knowledge about the genetic risks, helping them to make proactive health decisions, and a genetic counselor acts as a guide through the entire process, providing both medical insight and emotional support. So, we've learned that genetics plays a crucial role in cancer development and treatment. By understanding our genetic risks, we can take proactive steps to protect our health. Thank you for joining me today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more health insights. Stay healthy and informed. Take care.